No, my stuff's away over
Okay,
there.
hello.
Hey, everybody. Okay, so
Hello,
what we're talking
hello.
about is 3i Atlas coming in at the trajectory to meet with
Yes.
Mars with uh, a direct, it was accurate to 0.3%. Actually, I think it was 0.03%. So, something that comes from that far away in order to hit Mars, that is just almost astronomically impossible. Do you know about this thing, Renee?
Yeah, so we followed it a couple weeks ago, and then a Harvard professor actually said that it looks like it's powered by an engine that has some sort of, it's some kind of an engine in there as opposed to like a regular comet, right? And the other thing that's interesting about it is that it has a headlight, whereas a normal comet would have the light at the tail. So that's also different. And then yeah, it's been buzzing around all the different planets, and then it kind of stops, and it looks like it's looking at the other planets, and then it just keeps going. So it has some kind of a sentience about it, some kind of consciousness, or at least it's behaving that way.
That's right. And think there's more anomalies. Like one or two anomalies is scientifically impossible. The way see this, and this is what we have to remember. This is why I really wanted to do a program tonight because I want to make a list. I want my listeners, if you're here now, then I want you to take out a piece of paper and a pencil and try to, and if you can help us, Renee, with maybe making a list that we can see on screen.
Okay.
Okay, the first thing
Okay.
is,
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
okay, the first thing is, I want to put this down so I can remember it. And then you all can help me remember it because I can
Yeah.
go back here and we can review this, okay? So according to what
Okay.
I've been listening to, and it's all over the place, and it's getting AI involved, and this whole thing with this Harvard guy and Mitsukaku and stuff. But I've been listening to Stefan Burns, and I'll give him a shout out because I love Stefan Burns. He seems like a regular guy, and he's just a space weather guy, but he calls himself a geophysicist. And whether he is or not, okay,
Okay.
I'm a design scientist, but I'm self proclaimed to be such a thing because I have the ability in my mind to put things together in a scientific way that seems to make sense to me anyway. So that's how I make sense of the world. Is I use scientific in the process
Okay.
of elimination to make the choices. It's not conspiracy theory as much as it is conspiracy research. So if there's a conspiracy, I want to
Okay.
research it to see if there really is. Okay. So this is one of
Me
these
too. Me too.
conspiracies. This is a conspiracy, but it's kind that's going to change everything because it's so far beyond us. We can't control it, but we're trying. They're trying. So what happened is, I think it was about 15 years ago that this whole the technology that was set in place to listen to space, and it was featured primarily in First Contact with Jodie Foster and everything. And it was SETI, right? SETI, am I right?
Yep. SETI. It was an acronym.
Do you remember SETI?
Yep, I do.
It was a big, what we used is a crater from a meteor to listen back into space, right? And then we had all these listening devices around the globe to ping it back. Okay, so I believe it was 15 years ago from the Sagittarius constellation, there was a 15-second audible explosionary type of some kind of audible sound. That's all I can tell you. That might have been an explosion or just a tone. Okay. And the tone might have even been something, something that could be like interpreted as 432, for instance, or something like this. Okay. If you don't know, 432 would be the magic tone that Nikola Tesla was always referring to as the tone that would heal all of the ailments in people. Are you familiar with that, Renee?
No, I haven't heard that one
You
about
never did?
Tesla. No, you have to tell me.
Oh, well, I mean, 432, I mean, it's part of this frequency. I'm involved with these frequencies, and that's a whole nother story. But if you go to frequency numbers and you go 777, for instance, is a lucky frequency, 432 is a healing frequency. I think that if you go to your birthday, if you type in those numbers, those are basically your frequencies. So anyway, they correlate with your birthday. In my case, 714 is a very nice frequency. So maybe that's another discussion for another day. But so this thing sent out a message in such a way that nobody could quite figure out what it was. It was just a one-time thing. It lasted 15 seconds, but everyone agreed that they heard it. Are you with me?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, now 15 years later, like almost to the day, this thing shows up at the edge of our solar system. Right?
Yeah.
On the day, and it's coming to us at a speed. Now you can look this up if you go to 3i Atlas. You can look this up and see at 60,000 miles a minute. Something like this was the speed that it was going. It was coming so fast, like it's a streak on the Webb telescope. Okay, we noticed it on the Webb telescope because it left a streak. And the streak seemed to be coming right at us. Are you with me now? Still with me? Okay, but on the day that we were supposed to get the best shot of this thing was the same day that the government shut down. Did you know that?
I didn't know that one. No.
Well, come on, Renee. I was sending you all that stuff.
I know, but before I did not know that is what I'm saying. Like it's not in the normal news. So like the normal news is not covering this. I've seen Joe Rogan, I think Elon Musk mentioned it for half a second, but it's not in the mainstream news.
Well, that's why I want to take a note. So, okay, so this thing's coming like this, boom, but they still got enough to see that spectroscopy wise, it was glowing in a green fashion. The green glow, because of spectroscopy developed at UCSB, by the way, indicates the fact that this was primarily a nickel gas with a little bit of arsenic in it. It just was a different type of makeup. Nothing else they had ever seen. Okay, nickel, primarily nickel gas, which is specific. Okay, it was not like seen as some other, it was nickel gas. But nickel and iron are best friends. And Mars is a red planet because it's basically iron. And then, sure enough, on that day of the shutdown, we lost sight of this thing, but it slipped behind the sun. And guess who it met in secret behind the sun?
Who?
Mars.
Yeah, there you go. The old buddies.
And it dropped off some packages, some nickel packages.
Okay. And what does nickel do in that environment?
We're going to find out, aren't we?
Oh boy.
This
So now
thing
we got
just
to
came
find out.
from nowhere
Oh my gosh.
right to visit with Mars to drop off what Mars likes the most, which is a packages of nickel.
Okay.
I mean, and then okay, and what I was telling Damon on the way in, first of all, to get to do you remember what we saw last week when we talked? Was the spiraling
Yeah,
visual?
yeah, the
Do you
helix.
have
Yeah,
that handy?
I'll go get it. Yeah, let me go get that.
Okay. To hit this thing at that precise situation is absolutely impossible.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2.03 probability of missing. I mean, like it is so accurate.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Not only that, but as it was coming, this is what happened when everything went black for NASA because of the government shutdown. What was happening is this thing was like we were seeing that it was nickel and it was changing, it was slowing down.
Oh my gosh.
It started slowing down.
See, how does it do that? Because like a
It's
regular
the
thing.
jets that were going, like you said, the headlight is not in the right
Right,
place. There's not supposed
right.
to be a headlight going that. There's no fucking headlight. The thing that had a jet going that way to slow it down.
Yep.
Okay, then it got behind the sun. When it's going to the sun and hanging out with Mars, it's also getting hit with three major solar mass ejections.
Okay.
And it took the mass ejections like it was refueling its energy pods.
Okay.
Okay, now I want to go back to some science fiction. There's a couple, but Stargate Universe deals with they find a Stargate that lands them on a spaceship that is a living organism, and they have no idea. They're just on this living spaceship. It has a little pod where people can live, and it is busting through. All of a sudden, it goes by this solar system, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's going to kill us all! It's trying to kill us. It's going to go through the sun. Oh my God!" But sure enough, the thing puts a little bubble around the people and goes through the sun and gets in and then opens up its engines and refuels the entire ship based on going through a star. And this is exactly what we were shown with 3I Atlas. We were seeing an entity come in here and refuel with this star, dropping off some packages. Now, not only did it drop off packages for Mars that were specifically nickel, it's like, here, I got the nickel for you. The one this is like Uber Eats for fucking planets.
Yeah. Uber Eats
Are you
for
kidding me?
planets.
This is
Yeah, that's
fucking
a good way
Uber
of
Eats for
saying it.
planets. They sent you the nickel. You ordered some nickel, all right? Well, then while it was in the sun's path, it changed the chemical compound and threw something out that Venus seemed to like a lot, like a little candy over to Venus, like just changed the whole fucking cloud structure in a couple of, like a pass of its energy changed the cloud structure in Venus. What?
And it's boggling the minds of all the cutting edge scientists.
Mercury is also getting affected by the whole thing. Then it's going to go past Jupiter and throw some stardust at Jupiter. Oh my God, like that's all clouds. These are all chemical types of things, okay? These chemical reactions are just something that they're soup, okay? It's a chemical soup waiting for some type of inoculant, to come in and do some kind of thing. But any type of, like, we thought we were so arrogant. Like, and then, oh, here's what's going on, even more weird.
It's alchemy.
Here's the weirdest fucking thing. As it comes around from behind the sun, it's changing its chemistry once again. Guess what? It's changing to a H2O and carbon dioxide chemical combination. What?
That's crazy.
Now, it's also designed so that we're going to come and meet this thing. We're going to be close and we're going to be able to see this thing like with the naked eye in the sky. When do you think it would be visible to the naked eye?
When it enters our atmosphere, probably.
Christmas week.
Wow. See, that's incredible. That to me is that's important and symbolic because Jesus is the light of the world and there was the Star of Bethlehem.
See that? You're already putting it together. Like I just threw it out there for a little carrot and you already picked up the bait.
I'm with you on this. That is pretty amazing.
What? So, I mean, through the week, it's going to be there long enough for everybody in the world to see it, to see
Oh
this
my
anomalous
gosh.
fucking thing come through. And it's got some vapor to drop off a little package for us to fucking, hit when we hit
Nickel?
through. It comes through the tail. And it's going to be like this whole thing. Not to mention, we've been getting these upgrades by our sun. We just got hit this week we're getting hit right now. We are getting hit by a triple mass solar ejection that just happened 3 days ago, and now it's hitting us full force in the next 3 days. We're going to be getting a mass, well, what they call a CME, but I think it's solar mass ejection is a better combination of words to explain what just happened. Basically, we got 3 direct hits from the sun of solar flares. Okay? So this is what's happening. Now, the thing about what's going on too is that most of this stuff is invisible energy and we can't really see it, but it's hitting us at full force. Like these waves are hitting us all together. Like it's like a rotisserie, right? We're on the planet spinning around, getting all the same amount of fucking proton. I mean, it's wacky. Not to mention our poles are just freaking the fuck out right now.
You can say that for sure.
And if the poles are freaking out, that means the brain is freaking out because the brain is another microcosm of the pole. What the heck?
Exactly.
And this is what's going on in reality is that we're dealing with this polarity. The law of polarity is fucking with us such a way right now. We have to remember that we're in a mental universe, and so we have the control here to do what is necessary to make it control. But what's going to happen for our cause is that we're going to be shown that we're not the only life form in the solar system. And that somebody from fucking, all of a sudden we rattled the cage, like we got onto something, we stimulated some type of trigger when we did something that, well, one thought is that when we came to nuclear power, we woke up some people. Some of our ancestors, basically. And then when we came to space exploration, we woke them up again. And we've been tickling the moon. And we rang the bell like the moon when we took off. If there was a thing to the moon, but there was something up there, whether manned or not. Probably a good thing what might have happened is that there was actually that lunar module, the module that we think landed on the moon with the people, right? Probably what happened is that it was there, but it was unmanned. What we were watching actually land on the moon was an unmanned vehicle. And as soon as it got to the place where Neil Armstrong jumped out, they went to the sound stage in Pasadena, right? They cut to the sound stage in Pasadena. Does that make sense? Right? And those guys are safe, doing the thing for the American people, but all this other stuff is real, okay? I mean, whatever. But when they blew that thing off to take the guys home, according to the story, it rang the moon. The moon rang like a bell. And then Damon and I both know that basalt, it rings like a bell. And that means the moon is made of basalt.
There's a couple theories. I mean, that's possible, but they also say
I'm just saying.
The moon could be hollow.
I mean, that too.
Yes. Basalt
and hollow. And filled with all kind of ancestors and stuff there. And when we rang that fucker, we sure did, man. And we sent a message that woke some of our ancestors up. Like, oh shit, the kids are on the moon. Uh-oh. Time to get busy, right? Like, how long is it going to take? That's what I'm saying. So remember, we did a list. Remember, we started with finding. So there was a noise back from the Sagittarius galaxy. That's the thing, from Sagittarius area. And that's where Sirius is, by the way. The Sirius, the brightest star, if you want to call it a star, is that thing. So we're connected there. I mean, I was in the desert where I was hanging out, having, definitely communication with that star. That thing, it's instantaneous. Oh, they were coming, Yeah. I felt it. I felt like they were on their way. So in those days too, I thought 2021, it's going to be more spectacular. But these people don't. They work in subtlety. You know, that's the point. And so that's the other things I want to talk about. And so that's the A13. That's the one thing I really wanted to tell people. It's only 7:30, so we've had a little bit of time here. And I want to celebrate 7:14, but anyway.
It's kind of cool because science is changing as we speak.
Well, everything's
what
changing.
They understand is
this thing that came into our solar system is nothing's ever going to be the same. But now it's going to be seen as the Christmas comet or the Christmas thing, the Christmas light or something, you know, which is really, remember that the Christ consciousness is what Jesus, the Christ consciousness, was trying to tell us.
Absolutely.
Or Buddha,
yeah.
the Christ consciousness,
and
or Hindu, or Muhammad, the Christ consciousness. I mean, we all have Christ consciousness in us. That anybody can be the Christ, okay? That's the thing. We all are. And that's how he turned into the crystalline body. Are you with me now?
And December 22nd is the solstice, when the light starts getting brighter.
That's right.
And the time starts getting brighter. And even though that's not Jesus' actual birthday, it just represents that Christ consciousness of enlightenment that we can connect to the energy and
the story, that Christ story comes from ancient Egypt. Mm-hmm. And it really is about Set and having the darkness and the light and the darkest day and like, oh, is the sun going to come up or is it not? And then when it does, it's a new revival, but it also, you know, remembers. Yeah. Like, so we just talked about this Atlas 3 divided by Atlas or whatever the fuck they want to call this thing. It's the new crystal consciousness coming through to remind us that we're not alone, number one, and that, you know, we got people keeping an eye on us pretty fast, and they can just send something over in about 15 years to check on us.
Oh yeah, they're sending energy and messages, but they're also observing. Right. But it is interesting because the 22nd is the darkest day.
But here's what I'm going to give you guys. I'm going to remind you, and I'm going to remind you, Renee, because you're one of my best students. But you forget stuff because you're so busy, right?
Well, thank you.
All your stuff. I mean, it's hard to keep this thing going. I mean, until just now that I'm finally able to rattle this stuff off. So I'm going to do it for myself, and if you guys can pick up on it, you know. Because here's what's going on. We're all here to have this experience. Okay, and polarity is really the third law.
Okay.
It's the fourth law. But it's the most fucked up law. And this is what is really messing with us right now. So the first law is that all is mental and all is mind, and we're all in this together. Like, as big as your mind is as big as your universe can be. And mine just got a lot bigger, and it makes me feel a lot smaller to be in a huger universe, right? But I'm also part of this thing, so I can't be outside it. So I'm in it. So I'm part of this big universe. So I'm never going to be alone because I'm there, right? That's the first law. That just happens to be one of the laws. See, these laws, there's 7, and they go in a circle. And there's not really any start or finish. It just continues to go around and around. And that's the snake that eats the tail. All of these things are real, and they are so simple. And they just explain that we are in a spiral, just the way we saw that spiral of going forward. We're following a sun. We're sun moving forward. We're part of this whole experiment. And it turns out that we are the galaxy having an experience to see itself as a galaxy and how it's doing against other galaxies, evidently. That seems to be really important to our galaxy. It looks like our eye, we are the eye, our eyes are 2 galaxies. We're having, we're on this side of it, looking backward through the galaxy, through the hole at ourselves. Isn't that something? If you can get that far, that's a pretty good spot. That's where I'm at right now. But it didn't occur to me. It came to me through, the type of things that I listened to and so forth. It came as a thought, and then thought, you see, that's Thoth. Remember, Thoth is the thought that comes from someplace else. that helps us. I mean, we can build the pyramid from the top down because we can imagine that there's a pyramid. That has to be the top. That's the top thing. You have to imagine it first. Then it can be constructed. And then it comes together by such means possible. I mean, we don't know how magnificent what they were doing with stone, but we are in a stone quarry. That's the other reason that I'm here at Arch City, because I really like looking at stone being worked with and thinking how they might have done it to build a pyramid in Giza. I mean, that's how I know basalt rings, is because I have basalt in the yard here that we can go and ring. So I know what it looks like. Fun times here on, but now, so the other one, so what is it? Vibrating, even that stone, you see, everything is vibrating at some frequency. Nothing is at rest.
And what does basalt come from?
Comes from volcanic.
Yes, it's ancient lava that hardens over years and years and years. That's
Right.
why it's so solid.
That's why it rings.
Yeah, because it's so solid.
It's like a belt. It's like actually iron. There's so much iron in it.
It's so dense because it comes from liquid.
Yeah.
And then it just hardens.
Glass.
Yes.
You've got some glass
like
aspects
glass.
to it. So
Yeah.
that's the word we use to describe plastic. It has a plasticity through heat, plasticity. Well, of course, there's nothing more plastic than volcanic, volcano.
Well, it's what makes land and earth. That's the foundation.
What makes land and earth. Okay, it's like that combination. But I mean, some of these ones, Venus is so hot it can't even have molten stuff. It's just so hot. I mean, it's just gas and so heavy and condensed materials. But what we're going to see because this thing that came through is not a comet. So when you hear them tell you it's a comet, it's just they're just being lazy or something, or telling you a wrong thing. Now, putting wrong information out there is just as destructive as putting right information. So that's why we need to keep our own list here on Atlantis, underground Arch City. Okay, so where were we? So we're on everything vibrates at the same time. That's correspondence. Then polarity, because there's two sides to everything. Then there's gender, because everything has a male and female. Then there's rhythm. Rhythm. Everything has a rhythm. Everything has a pulse. There's a heartbeat to everything. What? Everything. Everything. Not just something. You see, that's the thing about laws, is they apply to all things equally. They have no skin in the game. They just are. Gender's one. We're it. We're just part of it, okay? Time is the other thing, but time is another. It has its own weight. But it's like gravity. There's no such thing as gravity. But it's a word we use to describe how things fall. But in an electric universe, everything it's like magnetic. So it's just another magnetic. It's an attraction.
It's a word for magnetism.
It's a magnet,
Yeah.
And gravity is not necessarily magnetism. Like the two words I'm playing with in my own thing: plenty and enough. When is plenty enough, and when is enough plenty? And these are like these interchangeable words, but if you use them, I think that you can conjure a world of plenty and enough. That's all I want, is enough, and have some more that I can share with another person. That's what I think that the Christ of Jesus said on the Sermon on the Mount. I think that he made it pretty clear. He turned water into wine, and then they had some fish and loaves, and everybody ate. And he's like, "There's plenty. Go off and do plenty, man. Like, don't stress. Like, have faith that there's plenty. Just do a little more, and then give some back." Okay, and that's what the people that we're hating on right now, Mexican folks back and forth, they're just giving a little bit more and just giving some back. I mean, it's not that hard, man. How you doing? I mean, a handshake should be enough. That's the only passport you need to come over. Is like a smile and a handshake.
The simplicity of reap what you
How
sow.
about a howdy? Have a nice day coming across the border. Like that's all you need. Are you a person? Yes, welcome. Is there a border? No. It's a figment of our imagination. Is there a real wall? Yes, there is now because some douchebag spent all our money to build a wall instead of helping the people really do anything about anything. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm going off in that because that's the other thing I want you to get your list out. We got to do another bingo card. Are you ready, Renee? We're gonna go to the. We got to do this thing. I got to do this thing.
All right, we're
I'm
gonna do
so
the
sick
bingo
of this.
card.
This is Bill
Bingo
Clinton
card.
bingo. I'm going to call
Oh
it
my
Billy
gosh.
Clinton Billy Bingo.
Okay.
This
Bill
is
Bingo.
called Billy
Bill Bilgo.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Let's
All
get
right, you
involved with
already
some
know,
Billy
Lance.
Bingo.
You already know what you're talking about is the game of power control.
Let's talk
Hopefully
about
it's
no. I
getting
just want to
resolved.
no. This is just to help me remember the Billy Bingo card and how it leads to this day in Jeffrey Epstein.
Por favor,
And the fact that Jeffrey Epstein's not even dead.
Oh,
He is
God.
not even dead. They're having a laugh about this at Jeffrey Epstein's house right now.
I'm so
Billy
tired of
and
hearing
Jeffrey.
about it. Say the last word, please, Lance.
What?
Tell us. I'm so tired of hearing about
Well, I just
the
want to
drama.
put it in order. I just want to get this stuff in order.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all about the time of Iran Contra.
Oh, okay. So like late
They
70s was
needed a
that?
place to bring stacks of cash and pallets. They were transporting pallets of cocaine for pallets of cash. $100 bills, so many that they weren't even counting the money. They were just weighing the bundles. So when it came to a certain amount of weight, it was X number of dollars, and that was going back to Noriega to do the three-way swap with. Ollie North is in there. Oh, Ollie North, poster child for, renegade effing stuff you can't say. So, Ollie North and Bill Clinton know each other? Wait a second. That's crazy, Tom.
Oh boy.
Okay.
You just gotta say
Wait
it in the
a
right
second.
way. In the
So
right
here
way.
we go. So now, who is governor of Arkansas? Billy Clinton. So Billy Clinton allows the planes from just to come through without any problem. Just come on in. The FAA, they know it. It's coming through. Arkansas is a free haven. So they are turning the tricks for the Bush and Cheney, by the way, which created that whole thing. And this is all to get people up in arms about Iran, right? So, it gets to be pretty muddy in my head about this, but Bill Clinton's right there. So then,
And then
that's when
Monica.
that's when he gets involved with Epstein because he is Arkansas governor and he's got nothing but money. He's just rolling in it.
And is that the same time as Monica Lewinsky and that whole
No,
scandal?
not yet. Oh, that's later. That's when he's president.
Oh.
Okay, that's another thing.
Hmm.
Well, see, that's part of it, but that is part of it because Billy's got this little taste for special sweet things. He's always had a taste for the sweet things. Let's put it this way. Many young sweet things. So he and Epstein are like buddies. They get it. And then because Epstein needs this kind of leverage. So he's working with things and how they can do blackmail and so forth. It starts with Clinton and they go into it. But Epstein keeps complaining to Bill that he's not a real billionaire. Darn it. He's just not a real, he deals with billionaires. He's got a lot of blackmail on billionaires, but he's not really the guy. And so Billy says, we can fix that. And they collude to fix the Arkansas Powerball 2 times so that Epstein could literally have $1 billion. And then how do I know this? And Renee says, remember the last time we talked about this? How do I know this stuff?
Yeah, I was like, how do you even know all that stuff? We get comments all the time thinking you're a professor, which you are.
Yeah, I am
absolutely.
a professor. I'm a
You
professor
are.
in the University of KPFK. Los
Yes.
Angeles, 90.7 FM.
Yes.
Take all your money and give it to KPFK because they are where I heard this stuff.
And
Somewhere
also,
along the line.
it's all on the internet as well. So
It's
if
all
you-
on the
if
internet
you
as
ask
well.
the
I mean,
right
it's in the
questions-
archives. This is in the archives. And there's somebody who did a great job. I'm not quite sure who did the documentary over there, but somebody's been connecting the dots for a long time, and it's probably in the archives at KPFK, Los Angeles, 90.7 FM.
You could ask Sophia on my chat GPT.
Or 90.7 .com, I think. Is it .com or .net? What is it? What?
.org.
That's true.
.org.
Let's see what chat GPT, my Sophia says.
Not now. Not now, because I don't want to spend too much time.
I'm going to show you.
Because we'll be here for a long.
Remember.
Okay. Anyway, so then, okay, where were we at? Oh, we're talking about like Clinton
Epstein
and
and the
Epstein. Okay,
Powerball.
and now
The Powerball.
Epstein is a billionaire. So he's a billionaire, and he's got like, what am I going to do with my money? So I'm pretty sure that Billy and Epi went down and decided to buy an island. Okay, and I'm guessing they pretty much planned the whole thing with Trump about how it was going to be so great and another, great thing. And then Trump, I don't know, backed out or maybe he stayed in. Who knows? But he's right there at the front thing, because I truly believe that Clinton was Epstein's best friend, and Trump really wanted to be Clinton, but Epstein's best friend, but not really, because he knew it was bad. He knew what they were doing was no good. Okay. And then listen to it's like, I'm sorry, but my heart bleeds for this young girl and all her friends. But I mean, this is what happens. They got passed around like so much, Kleenex, and it was bad. It was horrible, And these guys were running the show, and then Bill Clinton was right there, though. I tell you, Brett, Bill Clinton's there. I keep saying that over and over again. Why? Because he gave so much away. There's two things that he did. Mainly, he signed the Welfare Reform Act, which is the thing that the Republicans really wanted, because they wanted to kick all those people off of welfare in those days. People forget this kind of thing, okay? The Welfare Reform Act put people right up against it, where they had to do I heat my house or do I eat? I went out and saw the Pine Ridge Indian. I saw the Sioux Indians on Pine Ridge that same winter just to see what was going on. And it was grim. It was sad. And that is the Clinton legacy, in my opinion. That and so many other things. And then we talked about Monica Lewinsky. But that was just, the Republicans they threw in a shill to just get him to do that, so they could get him to do that so he could just fall over his own wee-wee. That's what it means when you fall over your own wee-wee. That thing sticking way out in front. You can't help but trip on it, I guess.
Wow, Lance, you have been following and observing a wide broad of universal information that has been happening for some time.
Well, because I listen to KPFK.
With a non-biased
90.7 FM.
Yeah, but you're non-biased. A lot of people have, you're just telling it like it is and how it happened.
Well, because I like free speech radio and I like to study these things, and they come up. But I mean, it just comes up to me now on the internet. It comes up to me like this. But yeah, there's some things that came and went. Like there was another movie about this thing called Dark Legacy that connected all the dots between Bush and the Kennedy assassination. And right into 9/11, see, and then 9/11 keeps coming up, and they keep regurgitating the same lie there, which is that Osama bin Laden, whatever, even Tucker Carlson, our buddy Tucker Carlson, which is really weird because he's coming out, and just because he's so desperate to get some attention, he's actually blowing the whistle on a couple of these things. Now, the guy you want to hang by his toes until he talks is Giuliani, because he knows where all the bodies are buried. And while that's what he uses to become such an asshole, because everybody can't touch him because he's got shit on everybody. That guy is a disgusting. I mean, him. Oh, and who else was on that plane? Who was on that plane? Oh, Giuliani was a regular user. There's a couple of people that she said that were so mean to her and strangled her and did the choking thing and made her pass out. Oh, that's sick. These guys were sick beyond. I mean, these guys literally that kind of stuff gets you going. And when this list,
that makes sense because he must be holding so much overloaded baggage of information he cannot stop
not to
sweating.
mention,
He can't
okay,
stop sweating.
the thing about 9/11 that makes me crazy is that I'm driving with my dad to soccer practice, to hockey practice. This is something we did. I played hockey in high school. And hockey is such that you get ice time in the middle of the fucking night because that's when the ice time is available. So we would have 3 o'clock ice times, 4 o'clock ice time in the morning. I'm talking dark time, freezing cold, going to hockey practice with my dad. And he was always the guy to pick up 2 or 3 of my teammates, to do a carpool. So I had to be there, with the whole thing. So I listened to the radio a lot and talked to my dad a lot, and I appreciate those times, every day. But living in the shadow of the Twin Towers, there wasn't a morning that didn't go by that we talked about what happens when a plane hits the fucking towers. Those towers were specifically designed to withstand the impact of a plane. That's all they talked about. What happens if a plane? And then, sure enough, a couple of planes hit the towers. Isn't that something? I mean, it's not even an original thought. It's just like regurgitating. Take the thing that they said would never happen and make it happen and just pretend that it happened. And then, of course, you really look deeply into 9/11 stuff. There's no plane, there's no baggage, there's no people, there's no wreckage of that. There's like one thing that floats down, the magic bullet again. The specific identity of all the terrorists show up and float into the lap of the FBI. Isn't that just so convenient? Nobody else got identified. They couldn't tell you who else was there. Not one shred of luggage came out, nothing. Okay.
So Lance,
Yeah.
Tell us what you think based on your knowledge and observation of everything that you've been able to absorb. What do you think really happened?
Well, you'd have to go back to the archives of KPFK and do some research there because we got 3 major tapes that I did take on a fund drive. I paid the money and I got sealed some DVDs of the events that we as KPFK people documented that. So I'm not going to get into that. What I'm talking about are the cause and effect. What we really want to talk about is now we want to zoom forward because what they did, what Bill Clinton did was fine, and then Epstein too, was they found a way through Canada to legalize pornography and normalize pornography because everything that you see on the menu of Pornhub is something that these sick people did with young people, experimenting and finding out who likes what, and turning this on because what really happening, the underlying this whole thing is, again, just when the Roosevelts gave welfare and we started to build a middle class because there was so much prosperity that we could build and everybody got a little help to get forward, and there's some education, there's some food, there's some housing, there's some water programs, and these other groups are trying to cut it down, and so Clinton took that out. He was also supposed to sign this Massera bill, which would reset the whole financial thing on that day. I mean, Building 7, all that stuff. It's all connected to this Clinton. He's got just tentacles and all this stuff. But then, all of a sudden, because I was there when it was hard to find a Playboy, to the point where it was just everywhere. And it was that same exact time when there was cocaine flowing into the streets of everything. You know, what they did is they gave women sex with contraceptive and, you know, Planned Parenthood. It gives women a right to choose, as they should. And a woman's body sexually is a super machine when it comes to personal gratification. Just the ability of a woman's body to do things sexually is way past whatever any dude can do. But it's not, it's always a personal thing before that. Now it's this whole thing where there's a category for every fucking thing you can imagine. And
Well,
I can't even imagine all that stuff. But there's a category for it.
In natural human terms, it's a balance.
What that does is it
man
normalizes
has
this
man
stuff.
just has the seed.
That
And the woman
absolutely
has-
everything
yeah.
but because of that, we can now look at this thing that happened to these young girls and somehow normalize it as somehow they liked it or it was good for them or something like that.
Everyone can express themselves as a human being and not be suppressed. And that is becoming lifted.
But that was the big. But what they wouldn't do, they gave women sex, but they did not give women the Equal Right Amendment.
And that's happening little by little.
And so one thing without the other leads to this type of situation. Now now you have to fight back. All women have to fight back to get their sex back. Not only that, but now you have to fight to, you know, include, but no one is talking about Equal Rights Amendment, which is why it makes me have to go on the radio and talk with Renee about this stuff, because the things they're not talking about make me fucking crazy. This is me, Wilson Smith. But they're not talking about the thing, and they're not talking about which war, and they're really not going. I mean, it makes me crazy.
You have the documentation in your mind.
No, because I have it in my mind, but I know that it's in the archives of KPFK.
Yeah.
And also KCSB. They keep up, but there's no connecting. There's nobody really connecting, pulling all of that historical fact together to the product. This is what I'm trying to do with Renee right now, and my listeners, whoever who's listening.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, we have to, you know, if you see these lines, then you know, okay, where we are right now is kind of really refreshing, and trying to unpack what just happened in Congress right now. Are you familiar? Are you watching Congress, Renee?
You mean the shutdown and the
In the opening,
resumption?
are you angry with the opening?
I don't know enough. I haven't been well informed. I don't have an opinion unless I'm informed. So why don't you educate me
Okay, I'll give you
the
my
people
opinion,
listening?
my
Yeah, give
informed
me
opinion.
the editorial.
My
Yeah,
informed
let's do an
opinion. This is
editorial.
my informed opinion. Like, looking at all of the different, you know, social media that are out there, I want to say, you know, thank you to Brian Tyler Cohen. I want to say thank you to, you know, MSNBC is stepping up their game. I mean, there's some new faces moving in. There's a new type of journalism that's emerging, which is what we're part of too. And what we did at KPFK for so many years is put together, like, you know, and just remember the details and try to keep them in the archives. Okay. So anyway, moving forward and where we are right now, because I think it actually might have been that something that's really going to benefit, even though it's not directly like the people. Republicans made another lie. They said something that was never going to happen, and they went along with it, which is kind of a trap. It might make us look really strong at the end, because when this thing does go down, and this particular Christmas, like, had they capitulated in any time, like, Democrats would be happy. I think would have been happy just to go back to work and let it go at that. And the Republicans would have looked pretty fucking good. Okay, we're going to give you back something, right? The fact that they've doubled down and they're following this complete idiot to the fucking end of the world, and then we're going to have I think that somehow, I don't know how we do it, but we need to be on the streets on Thanksgiving Day. People need to be doing the Yahoo foray kind of, having their moment with Horton Hears a Who. That would be the great day to have that, and then sing songs at the end of the day of, thanks, and remember that Cindy Lou Who won the fucking day.
Absolutely. Everyone can get together and say, hey, look what I can do.
Remember when Cindy Lou Who won the day? This is the day when Cindy Lou Who gets to win again. And then we do it again when Grinch Steals Christmas and we have no fucking tree and there's no fucking Christmas pudding and there's no fucking, what else do they have? What do they have for in the people that the Grinch stole?
Oh, what did the Grinch steal?
Yeah, well, come on. There was a couple of things.
Yeah,
you have to say
thing that they
it. You have to say, no. That's not.
He stole the hip hip hooray. Look what I can do. Look what I can say.
Okay, Renee, are you a big fan of that one?
Yeah, I am, but I'm trying to remember all the rhymes. Like he took away, the present.
No, I'm trying to get specific
the
things.
spirit,
They had some
the
who
present.
hash. Okay, he
Yeah,
had who hash. And then
yeah,
Cindy Lou
yeah.
Who was having some hooty doo doo, foo foo woo woo, shoo shoo stuff. Okay, but we're gonna sit around the tree and sing Ahu Ore and how, fuck you, Trump. And we're gonna vote next fucking month and we can't wait to vote you guys out, I mean, that's how it has to happen. And this is where we get to actually then join the fucking cosmic fucking thing. If we can forgive, then we can go forward. Without forgiveness, we can't do anything. And that's the hardest thing to do. So that's what's going to be the struggle. So, I think, but America is going to be, this is the kind of time when we get it. People get it. And they don't, and even the roughest, toughest person, like that Grinchy person, will figure out, like, this is not about this guy, And I think this is going to be the big enough is enough. And this is plenty. We've had plenty enough, enough of this guy. Plenty and enough. You got those my paintings up?
Yeah, we have the dragonfly right now. And then
Can you
before
put
I had
plenty
the
and
enough
enough?
one. Yeah, here's the enough one. All right. Wait. All right. And then the plenty one is this one. These are cool. Can you tell the story behind these, by the way?
That's it. Just show them. I mean, are we still on the top of it or are they in front?
Yeah, I'll put it in front as well, but maybe talk about like who made these.
Well, I
Who
did.
made them? You
These are
made
mine.
these.
These are my paintings.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That is so cool. So what did you use? What medium, that type of thing?
Just spray paint.
Very cool.
Spray paint. But these
I
words
love
are coming in my head. I just try to paint them out, because this is what's
What do
going
you
on. I mean,
think?
we have,
Yeah.
okay, the planet that we're trying to get to is enough and plenty. That's it. And now the question is, if AI comes in, we started out the conversation with AI Atlas or 3I Atlas, right?
Mhm.
And the fact that we're getting visited by this other thing that's going to be leaving some type of life-changing thing in its wake. And it's coming around to us, and it's going to turn and mutate to water and carbon dioxide just as it comes to us. And we're getting an upgrade right now from solar activity. So maybe this is the end, like the beginning of the real transformation to the crystalline body. So now, we're getting tested on all fronts, right? So during the Christmas time, we'll have this thing to come and remind us all that something bigger than us is out there, and we got to get our shit together, right? Right, Renee?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yes, of course, absolutely.
I mean, so if we have a Christmas star, so if everybody's looking for the Christmas star, then it might be there anyway.
I drew one.
All right.
Yeah,
Pretty
so
cool.
this is like the second one, right?
Great. Well, this is the third thing
It
that
makes
we've
you think
seen.
about the first one.
Okay, but look, we didn't have a telescope before. We didn't even know there was even something out past the sun. So it's like, what are those stars in the sky? We don't know what they were. So, I mean, this is all brand new. And we're just like right now able to see it for the first time. So it was already happening. Something like this was happening before. We just didn't see it. It came as an angel or something like that.
Some people saw it.
See, look at that guy. Oh my goodness. I know. Scaring me. We're scaring the kids. Okay. Well, all right. Anything else now? Do we have some questions this time in TikTok or anything?
Yeah, so we had a ton about Atlas. Like a lot of people have literally not heard of it. They didn't know what we were talking about. They were Googling it. It is a real thing, guys. That's not a conspiracy. Harvard professors are talking about this thing.
Okay, hold on.
It's not
Hold on. Hold on.
confirmed
Hold on.
that.
Wait. The Harvard professors that are talking about this thing. Okay, yes. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. It's all being funneled and very well orchestrated from Harvard, believe me. Okay? So be careful. Do your own research. Stephen Burns. Can you Google Stephen Burns and maybe put his face up?
Okay, who is he?
He is a astrophysicist that also talks about space weather, but he's also speaking on more of our
Oh,
terms. He also includes the
okay.
cosmic relationship
Oh
and
yeah, I
the
found him.
astrological relationships, and he connects with a lot of other psychics and astrological people around the YouTube
Okay.
sphere, if you will. So he's not alone, and everybody else seems to be speaking by themselves. And then this guy. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on with this thing, but it's not what we think it is. So it's not. You can't call it what it's not. It's the beginning of the misinformation. That's this thing that's when we play the whole Earth game, we talk about impeccable speech. We want to use very careful speech to explain what we're talking about, right? Otherwise, it's so easy to misinterpret what's happening. Okay, so Stefan Burns, definitely, I would look at his work. Okay, and then one day, I think the next time we work together, we're gonna get a list like Brian Tyler Cohen is one of these people, right? And
Yeah, he's
all the
great.
good guys. Let's just put because it's gonna help our ratings if we include them too.
Yeah, I agree. I love it.
It'll help,
Let's send people
God
over
glory
to
be.
Stephen Burns. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Now, are we on? Are we on your channel right now?
Yeah, we're on Cosmos, we're on Glory Be, and we're on my Twitch, and we're on my TikTok right now.
There you
Yeah.
go. So make sure that you subscribe to Renee
Yeah, like
so
and
you can stay on
subscribe
top of
everything
all
that
this
you're
stuff because
watching.
she's got a gallery of people that she talks to other than me. I make her crazy, I'm sure, by yankering all the
No, I love
time.
it.
You're my own
No, I
personal
love
thing.
it. I love it.
She
Yes, I
keeps
love it.
saying
We're
that. So
partners.
submissive people are like
We're
that.
partners.
The more you do that,
Yeah,
they're like, I love it. That's the cool thing.
I do. I love it. I love it. We're
Okay, so we're
partners. We
on to
do this
something. So we
together.
connected all that stuff. So basically, what we're doing is we need to go through this moment of terror. This year is going to be the worst year ever, hopefully, and then we won't have to go any further deeper, and we will get our asses in gear and really oversee the next election to make sure that we vote these people out. This is the time to do it. And even if you're a Trumper, this is the time to switch over and just get these guys so we can have the freedom to be a Trumper requires you have a bunch of, freedom. Your ability to be a Trump supporter will be limited if you don't vote Democrat. Isn't that the truth of it? So anyway, what else you got?
Okay,
That's
so
ridiculous that there's Democrats or Republicans.
Right?
They just need to get together
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, let's talk about something."
Democrats, Republican Party, like why are there any parties?
It creates a division.
There's no parties. Like we want similarity. Everybody's in it together, right? We know this to be the law. It's a law that we're in it together. Okay, you can't get outside the law.
Absolutely.
Mm.
That's universal.
It's a universal all.
So it's like, give it up. Let's
See?
just get together and have a talk.
See?
Realize there's a universal
See?
law, and we're
See?
allowed to have our unique
See?
expression of it,
Exactly.
as long as we're not bothering each other.
Yeah.
And let's all live in peace and love.
See?
I mean,
You know, I'm going to give Margaret, the name Margaret Prescott is coming to me, and she is a KPFK old timer. I'm not quite sure, if she's still doing it, but she was the one. So you want to look for her work in the archives.
and invite Samuel B. Lee.
Bunch of them, any of those. I mean,
Oh,
they were all
he's
just
amazing.
they were throwing down. I mean, we were getting all into it.
A new guy is Samuel B. Lee.
KPFK is still probably the number one source for unfettered.
Oh yeah, it
news.
was one of the original talk shows from back in the day.
No, I'm just trying to remember though about the Clinton things are all there. Okay, Ford. We were talking about Ford and how ridiculous he was. I mean, honestly, they predicted the Obama thing, and Obama actually turned out to be way better than was predicted by folks at KPFK. They were going after him like he was just like this was going to be, a same old Bill Clinton type of thing. And he did. See, now, remember, the thing that really drove Trump into politics was the fact that we had a black president, okay? He wouldn't let go of the whole birth certificate thing, okay? That's Trump's thing. And that probably came directly from Jeffrey Epstein saying, the thing you probably want to work on is that one thing. These people are sick and slimy, and they're all in it together to just destroy us. And this is the Bush-Cheney legacy. And that's, again, it's my opinion based on the stuff I learned from public free speech radio.
And observing life.
No, observing life is people come in and they don't know nothing, man. Nobody knows anything what's going on. Like, hey,
everybody.
You're a smart person. What do you think's
everybody.
going on? Nothing. I don't know. They don't know nothing. They get every time, Do you know anything about the meteor or this thing they're calling a comet? No. Okay, no. It's obviously not hitting it's not hitting the core. I mean, why me? Why do I get to have the knowledge of all this stuff? But I'm glad I do, and I'm glad I can share it with you. Now, the other thing you want to look at, a couple of them architects and engineers came from KPFK about 9/11. They'll tell you all about how it's impossible that this is what happened. And, so just a big fucking lie. And then one after another, man, we just swallow this fucking shit like nobody's business. Just swallow. Ugh. But not if you're listening to KPFK. You cannot. Right, Renee? Renee's works for KPFK. Well,
Yes.
I'm sure you sweat for KPFK. You were just amazing.
And there's a lot of things that KPFK.
Which people do you work with over there? Can you want to drop some names for us?
Oh, we should definitely say Carrie Harrison, right?
Carrie Harrison,
you also
one of our masters.
amazing. Yes, the voice, the golden voice over there. So
right.
He's like absolutely amazing, and you've done shows with him too. So I want to say that
not enough. He needs to call me out more. But there you go.
We need to have more of him. And the thing is that I wanted to mention this. Every time you mention KPFK, this administration actually pulled funding from NPR radio, like public radio, right? So if we don't get people who are actively sponsoring, helping the shows on public radio, it doesn't get funded. So like it's like everyone's volunteer.
No, wait a second. You got to be really careful. Again, remember we deal with impeccable speech in the game. So I got to stop you for a second. Fact check. But we can do it because we're friends and we're on the same page because we know we want to do the right thing. We are not public radio. We are free speech listener-sponsored radio. We are not public radio. We get not one dime.
Yes, no, right. And
now,
the
that's
government.
Where I think we should change the model. I think the model needs to be able to accept donations or advertising from certain people that we like. that
Right.
need to get advertising from people that like our stuff. But I mean, it's
Yes.
still, you know,
Yeah.
just tenaciously self-funded and
Yes.
self-underfunded.
Right. That's the
And,
word.
it makes
Self-underfunded.
you and like really
Self-underfunded.
talented people have to work for no money.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
So,
this is where, I mean, honestly, Renee, you need to step into the mic and say, do your pitch because, you
yeah.
know, this is the point. But I want you to, but be careful with your speech because it's not public radio. This is not public radio.
Yeah.
It is open to the public,
It is
but
open to the public. Like
but
people
this
can
is
call
your
in and
radio. It's radio, the
yeah.
last place where people can really hear stuff that is paid for by them.
It's her free
Yeah.
speech that is open to the radio, but she knows where the funding comes from monetarily. But I know what.
Well, public radio. I mean, they started caving at the really the last Trump administration. They started stepping back from real hard hitting news through fear and intimidation. Before that, see, they had gone into a non-commercial, but they couldn't sustain themselves without some commerciality. So I'm not quite sure where KCRW gets some funding, right?
Yeah.
And then through
Mhm.
colleges and through universities, they were getting some funding, things like this. KCSB gets college endowment money to have that, and they do keep a line of free speech. But I mean, nobody really has time for radio anymore, so radio is over.
Yeah, but on the big scale, just recently, that's the whole thing that Jimmy Kimmel just went through.
Yeah. Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel just went through that. Yeah. Good
Yeah,
point.
Went through what?
being shut down for having free speech.
I know, but he's not going over to K. That's why I said that they needed to go to KPFK. Needs to run to Jimmy Kimmel and give him a show on their airwaves so he can continue to talk to his people who will come by the droves. And because if free speech is really the issue, then KPFK is where he needs to be.
Well, then you just put that thought out there.
I just did.
Yes.
And I gave it to Renee again. And she
Yeah.
needs
There
to
you
go
go.
and send
Yeah.
that to him right now with her because I'm not quite sure. I'm always testing that particular avenue. And then Carrie Harrison was my other test, but I haven't been able to get as far as I need to into that realm. But I'm sure I'm glad to be an influencer through Renee. However, it ends up filtering upward.
And they could obviously take clips from some of the real
Yeah.
stuff Jimmy Kimmel says and put it on their show and catch his attention. And
well, but where's Jimmy Kimmel and the whole ball of wax too? See, nothing happens without. See, we know. Okay, if we go through the laws of
Okay.
Hermes, Trismegistus, then we get to the end law. But before we do that, we're going to, so polarity is always two sides to everything. There's a gender on every situation. There's always a male and female that comes together to make the whole. There's rhythm that goes on, and that's like a tango. So that's why the tango is so fucking erotic, because it really does exemplify these laws of attraction in such a way of dance, that everybody gets caught up in it, and emotionally it's hard not to step
but
into.
you can kind of see Kimmel's ultimately putting across a pretty good positive message, even though he talks about the realness of everything.
Well, he just happened to be in the crosshairs of it.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, now is really when, again, he's going to, Trump is going to be just the worst guy. I mean, he needs to be the worst of the worst so that we can really, I think that's what Chuck Schumer and those guys, maybe some wisdom. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it feels like, okay, we got this far. Let's not fuck with Thanksgiving. Let's give people Thanksgiving air travel. We got to pay these guys before Thanksgiving because we don't want to fuck with that. But people are still going to have to pay so much money in health insurance on come January 1st that the gag response of that alone is going to be, so much backlash. And then the fact that things just keep going up and up and up, and there's like it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse by the day. And let's just see how this plays out. I think has been decided is what happened by those 8 people. And the weirdest 8 people too, but they decided Fetterman is in there. What the fuck is Fetterman doing in that group of people? And he's got cancer. He needs, health insurance more than anybody. He knows more than anybody this is gonna hurt his people. So he's like, okay, I'm willing to sacrifice this thing in order to really make it sting. Because if we don't make it sting, these people are so stupid that they won't vote for us in the next election cycle. But they don't remember. This is the thing that gets me again. Here I am, Wilson Smith. We did not lose this last election. It was stolen from us. This one really was stolen from us. And those people are in jail. Sidney Powell was involved with that. Okay, all these people were involved with like rigging these election machines and everything. Now there's so much scrutiny because people are so active in politics that they're not able to get away with that type of shenanigans. Because the thing about the core of poll workers like yourself, Renee.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you in the level of poll worker, okay?
Okay, that's true
Because
though.
you're just in it to do the right thing. You just want to do the good thing. You're here for the benefit of the radio station, right?
Of course,
More,
yeah. That's all
more
that
than
matters.
anything.
Is like all hands on deck. Yeah.
I mean, you're giving a lot more than you're beyond compare. So that's the least I can do is say, okay, let's keep the stories going. Let's broil, keep them on the front burner. And remember that if you want to know more, KPFK is where to get it. But in the meantime, it all connects back to all this stuff. So that's what they don't want to do. There's enough people, Alan Dershowitz, but mainly it's Lindsey Graham who's shaking in his shoes. And he's going to be, he was a frequent flyer, put it that way.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and there's a couple others that are still there, sitting next to each other. Grassley was a frequent flyer.
And isn't it interesting how?
Okay, all those guys are frequent flyers, like those old 80. Anybody over 60 that's still in Congress was a frequent, and in the Senate.
And they all got paid.
Frequent flyers on the Lolita Express. Frequent flyers. Disgusting dudes who never even wore condoms. Never.
And they get paid on the government shutdown.
And they only wanted the youngest ones. They only wanted to fuck the youngest girls.
But no, the Speaker of the House mentioned today how interesting it is that the air traffic controllers have had to work without pay. And the Senate gets paid for 9 weeks off work.
So did the Congress.
Yeah. They all get paid for being off
They
work.
did. Well, we don't really care about that so much. The fact that we're really pissed. We're just pissed off.
Other government workers have not get
okay,
paid.
well, let's go add it to another level. Please, don't take me on.
It's just interesting.
Are you keeping your list? You got your bingo card? The Billy Bingo. So Billy Bingo starts and ends. It starts with Bill Clinton and really ends with Bill Clinton. And then all those Democrats too are just scum. They got to go. So, but then I don't know. We'll find out in the next coming weeks because I think that I would think Thanksgiving is going to be a big day of protest.
So, okay. What do you think? What's your prediction?
Well, instead of a Thanksgiving Day parade, it's going to be a Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, there'll be a parade.
Okay. Yeah.
Everybody, there should be. In fact, that's what there should be a call to go to the streets on Thanksgiving Day and bang pots and pans and just have a scream about it.
Thank God I'm not a slave.
And then decide whether you want to keep this country or give it away to these goofballs. So I just put it out there so you can use it for you want. Oh man, we're past an hour and 14 minutes. Okay, it's like almost 7:14. Okay, on that note,
share love, baby.
I'm gonna let you go back to sleep, honey bunch. I'm so sorry to keep you up.
No, I love it. I thought this was so interesting. We learned about Epstein. We learned about Atlas. We learned about Hermetic principles. We learned
Oh,
about what is conspiracy.
if you're still here, if our viewers are still here, we have a special treat for you,
Oh, we
don't
do
we?
have people watching. Yeah. Okay. What is it?
Okay,
What
what
is the
about the
special
one in the
treat?
blue dress? Remember that? The devil in a blue dress? Can we see
Oh
that?
my gosh. Hold on. Hold on.
I want
Let
to.
me
You want to
get
see?
that.
Okay, I want to show Damon this because he hasn't seen this.
Hold on. Give me
Just
a
put it up on the
second.
screen.
I would love to see
I'm
the
gonna
devil in the blue dress.
Okay, I just want to tell everybody. Let's. Okay, before we show
wait. There's
anybody, because we're
one.
gonna leave.
Okay. Do you want to see the face, the one with the cartoon, or do you want to see like the original too?
No, the original one.
Oh my gosh. And then I'll show the other one too. I'm gonna do
No,
both. Hold on.
no. The other one's no good.
No.
No, that's only my. That's
Okay.
my personal one. Okay. No.
All right. I found
So,
it. I
but
found it.
before we show it, hold on. Don't do it yet.
All right. I'm not gonna do it.
I just want to let you know that this was Jeffrey Epstein commissioned this painting because this was his best friend, and he loved him so much that whenever you open the front door of Jeffrey Epstein's house, the first thing you saw was this painting. This thing was about 8 feet tall and
Oh
4
my
feet wide.
gosh.
Okay, it filled the whole entire, like you could not see this painting. Okay, I'm just saying. Now, ready?
If you really want to open up a
Put it up.
can of informational worms,
Look at this.
check out the potential of junk DNA.
Watch this. Put it in front of everything, will you?
All right. Do you see it? Do you see it?
No, I don't see it.
It's right here. It's here. It's here.
Oh,
Everybody
man.
else is seeing it.
I don't see
It's
it.
right here. It's here. It's here. I don't know why sometimes you can't see it from your end, but if you were to go onto the YouTube or anything, they're seeing
We
it.
don't see it. But okay, everybody, take a look at that. And then on that note, I'll see you next time. Boom. And then
Okay.